Hey, what's up, everyone? How you guys doing today? Danny Lightning here. I see we got Mr. Ramig, we got Arash. What's up? Mech661. We got Jixie. Nice to see you guys. Peter, hello, hello. Awesome to see everybody. Thank you for coming out to my crazy live stream. All right. Did I know there is a title in the 1000 key chest? No, I did not. That's kind of funny they would put one in there. I don't know. Sorry, my little microphone arm is squeaky when I move it. That just seems weird. I don't know why. It just seems kind of strange that they would put a title in there. Why it's strange to me, I just don't know, but it's strange to me. So anyways, how's everyone doing today? You guys doing awesome or what? I definitely hope so. If you got some game questions, definitely feel free to ask. I'm here to answer your questions today. Alright, Andrew says the new Titan weapons are getting crazier and crazier. Honestly, I feel like they're a little bit on the weak side. To me, it feels like I shoot people over and over. I don't know, it's kind of a weird deal because sometimes they blow people up really fast, other times they don't. I think it just depends on which Titan you have them on. Now, if they're on the new Titan, he's got that crazy built-in weapon plus the new weapons. Yeah, that'll beat you up. That'll beat you up a lot. But I don't know. I don't feel like mine are performing as good as I expected them to. I mean, they're still doing really good. But I was expecting them to do better on the other Titans. Alright. Best setup for the Lynx. That's really going to be personal preference, but right now I think some of the best weapons for the Lynx are either Redeemers, the Harpoon weapons, or the grenade launchers. Those are my favorite Lynx setups. Now, when it comes to modules, I think I would definitely look at running a nuclear amp, a repair amp, and a immune amp. And then for pilot skills, make sure you just pick as much durability and speed as possible, basically. Best setup for Fenrir. Right now, one of my favorite Fenrir setups is still 2 Pulsars and a Redeemer. Or 2 Pulsars on the Blight is really good, or 2 Pulsars on pretty much any weapon that hits really hard. It's cool to have the lockdown. And you have to have the Bernadette Wolf. Now, I made a video not too long ago about setting up a Fenrir that goes over all the pilot skills and stuff, so that's still pretty relevant. But I love Fenrir. It's still one of the better robots in the game as of right now. Mitos, how you doing? He says, Glory with a question mark. Are you asking me if they're any good? Glory is extremely good, but they do have kind of a long reload time, so some people don't like them just because of the reload. If you can get used to that reload time, they're amazing. Arash, you're welcome, buddy. Oh, Glory on Lynx. Oh, yeah, actually, Glory on Lynx is extremely good. That's a great setup. XVDSH. Expedish, how's it going? Your level 9 Lynx is really weak. One thing you got to remember about the Lynx, though, is it's got a defense system. After it goes down, it becomes very squishy. So once they take your defense system out, you better be really careful with it. And you also need to make sure it's leveled up high enough for the league that you're playing in. So, I mean, level 9 is still pretty low level, but I mean, if you're down there in like Silver League, 9's going to be great. If you're up there in Champion League, 9's going to be way underpowered. You know what I mean? What is my issue with the game? Do you mean like what do I not like about it? Or are you asking me if I'm having problems with it currently? Suspect, no, I don't think the Glory has a limited edition version that I can remember. I might be wrong, but I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't believe there is a limited edition Glory. What weapons charge the mothership the fastest? It seems like Redeemers charge them up really fast. And it seems like Puncher, Magnetar, Shredder, stuff like that, those weapons seem to really charge them quickly as well. I mean, the game's got lots of glitches. They don't have a proper anti-cheat system set up yet. They are banning a lot of the cheaters when they catch them, but I don't think they have a proper working anti-cheat yet, which we need. And I'm not a big fan of the new currency unless they start making it easy to get for us, right? So those are some things I don't really care for. I mean, the new currency, cool, but make sure we can get it pretty easily because right now it seems a little bit on the expensive side. So that means a lot of players aren't going to be able to level up pilots unless they start giving it out, which they might. Hey, Mike's Gaming, how's it going? Nice to see ya. Looks like Mech is trying to find an iOS clan recruiting. How can I get my bot back that I paid money for? Did one of your robots disappear or something? Are you missing a robot? Or are you just trying to get your money refunded for something you purchased? I mean, there's not really... I mean, I guess you could contact game support and say, hey, is there any way I could get a refund for this? But I kind of don't know if that would work or not. What's up, MM? How you doing? So if your robot has disappeared, you need to contact game support and say, look, my robot's gone. They should be able to look at your hangar and see that you used to have it, and they'll probably send you a new one. Now I had some missing modules one day. Or microchips. It was my microchips disappeared back when we used to have microchips to fit on the drones. My absorber shields ones all disappeared, so I had to contact support and they sent me new ones. But they looked at my account, they said, okay, yeah, we see that you had them, and no, they're just not there. Alright, so Huanji Behemoth with Laser Drone and Bezel Pilot. It would be very good. I mean, the problem with that is, though, the reload times are still kind of long. They reheat fast. They overheat really fast. If it wasn't for the really fast overheating, I would say those weapons were still really good. But man, they are overheating crazy fast right now. They hit hard, they pack a punch, but the reload time is, I mean, the overheat time, I keep saying it wrong. The overheating time is terrible. It feels like I just start shooting at somebody and then bam, they're overheated. Is it bad to have two beacon runners in the hangar? Not necessarily. I mean, it can be, but it kind of depends on what you have and what your team has as well, because you need to be able to get beacons. It's very important to be able to grab beacons. But you also have to have, if you're playing beacon games, you also have to have robots that are capable of holding and defending them as well. But generally, I would say one beacon runner so you can get the beacon you need as quickly as possible at the start of the game. And then your other robot should be good at defending and or holding beacons would probably be a better setup. Suresh, I mean, if you level them up, they'll do more damage. If you add a nuclear amplifier, they'll do more damage. You might be able to add a couple of pilot skills to make them do more damage. If you have a Kestrel drone, it'll death mark people to make them do more damage, but they're very hard-hitting weapons. So yeah, level them up, and those other things I just mentioned there would probably be your best bets. Red October Aether is a Titan, so those shouldn't be out at the beginning of the game. Are you talking about the Nethers? You might be talking about the Nether. Yeah, you know, most people who are running beacons use Nether or the wheelchair bot, just something that's really fast. I think Nethers can probably get to the beacon faster than most things, so that is a little bit of a problem if you don't have one. So if you don't have a beacon runner that can get to the beacons fast enough, then I guess you might be better off just running something that can get to the beacon and try to beat up the Nethers and kill the Nethers and take the beacon away from them. Mr. Ramy wants to know, is Link's Glory better or Skyros with sonic weapons better? Well, I mean, they're both very different types of robots. I mean, Skyros, in my opinion, really shouldn't come out of the ball very often. You want to just roll to a beacon and set on the beacon and do your best not to die until to steal the beacons or hold the beacons away from the enemies. Or distract people and just be a distraction. Now, Lynx is actually just a fighter. You know, Lynx is a great fighter and can get to the beacons pretty quick, so you can't really say one's better than the other because they're both very different. They're both going to be used for different things, I would say. Now, there are a few people that try to brawl with their Skyros and come out of the ball, but you got to be really, really careful with that because it dies so easy once it comes out of the ball. Suspect says, do people prioritize getting all the pilot skills for speed on Mars? I mean, some people might, but you also got to remember durability is extremely important. If you don't add some of the durability skills to your robot, it is going to be so squishy it's not going to be able to survive at all. What's up, Jonathan? So yeah, it's really important to add durability. So I mean, I go for the durability skills first and the speed skills second when I build my robots with pilots. But yeah, you gotta have durability and speed. I don't really worry too much about damage because, you know, you got drones, you got weapons, you got modules. All that stuff can help you out with the extra damage. Is there a tip for the black market? Not really. I mean, save your keys. The only tip I can really give you is wait. All right, save your keys until they have one of those overdrive events. That way, if you have enough keys, you can open up the super chest faster and get the super chest. But besides that, you just have to look at what's in the chest and decide what you want in order to pick which chest to open. But that's really about it. I mean, you open keys and things pop out. You never know what's going to come out of there. So, yeah. The best thing you can do is wait till there's an overdrive and then open your keys. Also, make sure you're watching the videos daily to open the keys or to get the free keys, because a free-to-play player that watches those videos, if you're on iOS or Android, is able to usually get 1 or 2 super chests every season for free because they can get enough keys out of there plus daily gameplay, as long as they wait for the overdrive event. Nightcrawler says, Skyros, pain in my butt to go up against in the game. And now I own one. Nice. Yeah, they're very good. They're very good to have. If I were going to run a Skyros, I would probably put on 2 of the immune amplifiers and 1 of the repair amplifiers. And actually, if you can get those harpoon weapons just for the shield, between those 3 things, it'll live for a really long time. All defense skills on the pilot. Plus, the 2 immune amplifiers will make it move really quick. Meg says, what do you think of the Katie O'Donnell Ophion bug that still isn't fixed? I don't know, buddy. Hopefully they get it fixed is all I can say. I'm used to the game having problems that don't get fixed quickly. As much as it sucks, it's just something I've gotten used to and learned to live with, because as much as we report things or tell them about the problems, it generally takes them quite a while to get it fixed. And there's not really much you can do about it except for be angry about it or just say, okay, well, you know, that sucks, but I'm just going to play the game and still enjoy it. Best modules for a Mugi. In my opinion, I would go with either 2 repair amps and a nuke amp, or 1 immune, 1 repair, and 1 nuke amp. Hey, Mr. Deja Vu is in the house. How you doing, buddy? Darth Taker, what's up? Darth, I really don't know, buddy. I don't know what to think on that yet. It depends on... It's too early to really understand how the new changes are going to affect the game. It depends on whether or not they make the new currency easy to get or hard to get, right? If the new currency is going to be really hard for free-to-play players to get, that's going to make the game very rough, because, you know, I did a live stream the other day without any pilots, and man, my robots were still squishy. I could play without them, but I died really fast. So the only thing I could really do was hang in the back and try and play a support role. So without pilots, you can still play the game, but it kind of sucks trying to play the game without the pilots. Andrew says, who plays to complete tasks? Probably everybody. It's nice to complete those tasks. Yeah, you know, I should probably report those problems. It's not just the Cryptic Fenrir that can't walk down the ramps. I think the Ardent Behemoth can't go down the ramps. The Cryptic Fenrir can't do it. I should remind them about that, actually. Actually, I'm going to go remind them about that right now. Let me go to the special place. Hold on, I'll start reading the questions again in a second, but I am gonna go mention that right now. Where is the thingy? So the Cryptic Fenrir and the Ardent Behemoth, neither one can rock down ramps properly. Again. I think I said rock down ramps. It typed out Fenrir. I talk into my phone. I said rock. Alright, so I re-reported that one to them. Hopefully they'll look into it. I'm pretty sure they know about it, but can't help to remind them. But it is really annoying. I mean, you're almost better off trying to jump off of a ledge or something instead of walk down a ramp these days. Gideon says power cells are so hard to get now. Unfortunately, yeah. I may be wrong about this, but I think that, you know that little mode where you battle the spiders? There's some rumors that there might be a lot of power cells coming out of that pretty soon. Hey, Vortex, how's it going? Just for fun, how could you do 2 Thor orbital strikes? I mean, you can only do 1, and then you have to wait for the mothership to recharge again. So I'm not really sure what you mean by doing 2 at once, because that's not possible. Burso, how's your day going, my man? Arox, what's up? Nice to see ya. If you play, suspect, if you play the Mender correctly, it should do very good. I mean, it's not easy to play, but if you figure out how to play with it and you learn to really master it, yeah, it'll do really well. It's a very good robot. Now, you do want to get the Marie Leclerc pilot for it. I don't know if you have that. Without it, it's probably not very good, but if you get that pilot and it heals all that greed damage, it'll keep that thing alive and your teammates alive for a really long time. Jonathan, you think Invader is more like Darth Vader? They actually have a Darth Vader version of the Hades robot. Is the extermination back online? Because it was glitched out and they took it down to fix it. I haven't looked for a couple of days to see if it was back up, but I mean, they may have taken a bunch of stuff out of it, but I think there was a big problem with it, so that's why it's down for repairs. Gideon says in the next update, power cells will not be a reward. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're trying to change it from a free-to-play game to a game where you have to spend some money. I just hope if they go that route, they don't make everything crazy expensive, because not everybody's rich. I would hate to see it turn into a game that only wealthy people can play, especially in the crappy economy we have right now. It's hard for a lot of people to spend money. Red October got his first immune amp. Yeah, they're actually really nice. I like to run them on the tanky robots best. If you can do 1 repair, 1 immune, and a nuke amp on a tanky robot, that really helps them out, I think. Nightcrawler likes his Amugis with 1 nuke amp, 1 repair amp, and 1 immune amp. Yeah, that does work very well. Oh, Jonathan, I don't think the Rook's going to be added anytime soon, but when it is, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be the same price as the... What's the cost on the current most expensive Titans? About 1,000 platinum or something? Let me go look really fast what they're charging for the other ones. I assume it's going to be the same as that. Let me open up the game really fast. You're probably going to hear me clearing out all the noises. I apologize for that. Nightcrawler says those harpoons are not that great in video. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but okay. Not sure what you're referring to there. Which video or whatever. What am I looking for now? Oh yeah, Titan Store. These don't even... Okay, so it looks like the most expensive ones are 2,000 platinum, so... I can only take a guess, but right now there's a... I mean, you still can't buy the Indra, you still can't buy the Aether, you still can't buy the Sirius, so... It'll probably be quite a while before the Rook is added in there. But when it is, I'm going to guess probably somewhere between 2,000, maybe more. Ermin, what's up? How you doing? Niggin, nice to see ya. Yeah, good to have you here again. What's the best setup for the Nether? Well, I'm not the world's greatest Nether pilot, but I think I'll tell you what I have. Well, I'm not a great Nether person, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about the Nether, but one thing about the Nether is every time you dash, you get a little bit of extra damage. So if you do all the dashes in a row while beating somebody up, you'll do a huge amount of damage. So a lot of people are running those harpoon weapons because they'll just obliterate somebody really quickly if you do all 5 dashes, then attack somebody. I really did like the Blights a lot on the Nether. I thought Blights were really good if you want to play them from a distance. And I really like the Magnetars. So those are the 3 main weapons I like playing on it. Hey, Supreme Noob. What's up, buddy? Nice to see ya. I know Supreme Noob's got a YouTube channel, guys. Oh, Nightcrawler says the video we are watching now. Yeah, this is recorded a long time ago. I'm not really sure. Yeah, these are just pre-recorded videos that I put up there and play. Mech says his question has been missed twice. Mech says, should I max out a nuclear amplifier, 2 more levels, or start upgrading a repair amplifier at level 1? Ah, man. Well, do you need more damage or do you need more defense, I guess? If whatever robot you're planning on using it on needs more damage, I guess keep going with the nuclear amp. But if you feel like you need more defense, start with the repair amp, I suppose. I think that one's really going to be a personal preference, but that's how I would decide on that. Nightcrawler said he's now running without power cells. Just for fun. What's up, buddy? Nice to see ya. War Robots Espanol, how you doing? Nice to see you today. Oh yeah, shotgun nether can be very good. I'm not really sure which shotguns you're referring to, but yeah, that's not a bad setup. Like the little cudgels are really nice. I like those. Alright, Jonathan wants to know, is the Huracan a meta weapon? Not really. So, nah, I don't think so. I hardly see anybody running them. Personally, they're not something I would run that often. I mean, they're good, but I think they're more of like a team deathmatch weapon. So if you're playing team deathmatch, that weapon might become meta. But as of right now, I don't really see it becoming a meta weapon in the beacon modes. Alright, so Suresh, it depends on the weapons you're running with the paralysis drone. Some weapons have some sort of a cumulative effect. So if the weapons already got locked down, freeze, DOT, or something like that, those weapons will work way better with the paralysis. If the weapon doesn't have any sort of effect at all, it might take quite a while before that paralysis kicks in. So I'm guessing it's probably going by the weapons you're using. I'm not really sure which weapons you have on it, but that actually makes a big difference. Like if I were to put a set of pulsars on it, it would lock somebody down almost instantly. If I were to put a set of flamethrowers on it, it would take a little while to lock somebody down. If I put a set of acid sprayer weapons on there, the DOT weapons, it would probably lock somebody down pretty quick. Erman says, I never upgraded my modules. I mean, eventually you're going to want to do that. Once you get up into the higher leagues, it's kind of important to have modules. But I don't think I upgraded any modules myself until I got up into like Masters League or maybe Champion League. Well, I think for a while though, I was playing the stock modules. I didn't have anything good. I just had the basic stock modules and I played those for a couple of years. What's up, Kron? Meg says, yesterday there was a Fafnir with Mark II Hurricanes that were destroying everybody on my team. You know, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of those. Like, I played them on the Battlerec account. I was playing the other day on my Typhon, and I just feel like they don't do that much damage. They were okay, but they got a kind of a long reload. They don't do a lot of damage. They're kind of weird. I mean, maybe somebody figured out how to make them do more damage than normal. I don't know. Mech says, the problem with modules is that they are so expensive. Well, yeah, unfortunately, everything in this game is kind of expensive and or hard to get. Nightcrawler says, I want an armadillo drone. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I think on certain robots, the armadillo is really good. For example, if you put it on a Skyros, after you grab a couple of beacons, that Skyros becomes really hard to kill, even if you come out of the ball. I think some people, you know, I originally thought the armadillo would be really good on the Crisis, but it's really not. The Crisis is so squishy. I don't think the extra defense points help it at all. So on some robots, there may be a couple robots here and there where the armadillo really helps you out, but I don't really feel like it's ideal for most robots. Thing is, if you don't get a beacon or don't get some kills quickly, that armadillo is actually doing nothing for you and you're at a disadvantage. So you have to get some beacons and kills to get it to start kicking in. It's kind of a hit and miss drone in my opinion. Kron says the closer you get with the Hurricanes, they do more damage. Yeah, they're kind of weird weapons. Sharess wants to know, does upgrading the modules make that big of a difference? If you upgrade the correct modules, if you upgrade the good ones, yes, it does make a pretty big difference. I mean, something, you know, I mean, like, look at the nuclear amplifier. That gives you, what, 70% more damage, I think it is? Let me look at it really fast. I think it's 75. It actually doesn't tell you anymore in the description. Redonkulous. No, it doesn't say. Are you kidding me? But it gives you a lot of extra damage. Something along 70, somewhere between 70 and 75%, something like that. So it's got 95%. It's got 95 stacks. So once it's up to the full stacks, each stack does 0.8%. So if you were able to do the math, 0.8 times 95, that would tell you the percentage of damage it does. Percent, what's up, buddy? How you doing today? Nice to see ya. What is Black Hole Friday? Jonathan, I've never heard of that. But no, I mean, the modules are either make more damage or more survivability, basically. So if you're doing okay without them, hey, keep playing without them. But it is important to have good modules and level them up. Raymond said, I started playing this game last year, March, and I had a horrible experience. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Mito says he thinks it's 76% more damage. Alright, so Mech says with a nuclear amplifier at level 1, you get 38% more damage. That's actually pretty good. At max, it's 76, so even 38, that's really not that bad if you think about it. I mean, that's almost 40% more damage. But the people who have it maxed are getting, you know, they're going to have an advantage over you, I think. Prasanth, I'm doing pretty good today, thank you. All right, so Andrew, he says repair amp starts with 20 defense points. It only goes up by 1 defense point for upgrading so little. Yeah, you know, on paper, it doesn't look like upgrading it does a lot, but it does pretty good. I mean, so a maxed out one is giving me 25 defense points, 25% gray damage restored once it hits the max stacks, and then I guess I believe that's 6% healing per second. So, I mean, it does... I don't know, I'd have to look at one that's not leveled up. Let me see if I have one that's not leveled up or whatever. Alright, so with a non-leveled, you get 1% repair per second. 20% gray, yeah. So the defense points don't go up too much, but the healing goes up by basically 600%, I guess. But I mean, that's another one. Even if you have a repair amp and you don't level it up, I mean, sure, it's giving you some good defense points, a little bit of healing. It's still okay, but it is going to do better if you level it up. So Andrew, the more damage you deal, the more stacks it acquires. Once you deal enough damage, you get up to full stacks on there. So that's basically how that works. Nigga says Newton is a camper hunter. Pretty much. It's really good for getting rid of those pesky Reaper Crisis thingies. What is the best overall mothership? I think that's really going to be personal preference, but I think the brand new one that just came out called the Keel is probably going to be the best one. The roulette's really nice because you can put 2 of those durability extenders on it, so every time you drop it on yourself, you get a bunch of extra hit points. Those are probably the 2 best ones. They just nerfed some of the motherships, so a lot of the ones that were really good aren't as good now. But those 2 are currently super good, I would say. The Northlight was my favorite, but it's a little bit underpowered now that they nerfed it. Four Hurricanes and the Typhon. Yeah, I was playing that the other day and it's a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure I played that on I think I might have played that on my last live stream if I remember correctly. I don't know if it was Sunday or the Saturday or the Thursday live stream, but I'm pretty sure I played that on one of them. I'm not really sure that I liked it. I think I eventually switched out to a different set of weapons. I mean, yeah, the game is, it's not an easy game. You have to learn the robots. You have to master the robots. You need to learn tactics. You know, you got to learn how to corner shoot, how to use cover, when to run in, when not to run in. Because if you play the game incorrectly versus, you know, you also have to make sure you level up your weapons and robots and all your equipment enough for whatever league you're in as well. So it takes a lot of practice with the robots and weapons and stuff to learn them and get good with them. Do I love the autopilot? Terror? No, I don't really use the autopilot too much. I'll tell you one reason. Oh boy, now that you really think about it with the new currency, one reason the autopilot is no good is because if you have a robot and you change weapons, that pilot's skill won't be working for you anymore. So is it really worth leveling something like the auto when you're going to have to use the same weapons no matter what? Now that it's got the new currency, I think that's a terrible thing to level up as a weapon-specific pilot. Because I guarantee you there's going to be a time where the weapons may no longer be good anymore, and you're going to be like, well, crap. Now my legendary pilot's not doing anything. What's up, WizBiz? Nice to see ya. Quan, what's going on? Terror says why about something. Suresh, I mean, you can use the mothership however you want. I mean, whatever slots are on it, you can put whatever modules you have on there. I mean, it's kind of a, I mean, a lot of the motherships are offensive and defensive. So I know that Thor hits people and damages them, but it also drops something on yourself. So like motherships like that are both. They're defensive and offensive. So if it's ready, sometimes you got to say, hey, do I want to wait till I need the boost to myself, or do I want to use it to damage this enemy? Yeah, like Kron says, you know, you can still use some good modules on the Northlight. Because the modules are still good, so... I guess if you have an older mothership, that's what's really going to count, is what modules you can start install on it. Like gravity amplifiers will give anybody a hard time still. Andrew said, my friend tried playing the game on my phone. He said he gave up. It's too confusing. I mean, it's really not confusing, but there's a lot of stuff in the game nowadays. So it's definitely something where if you've never played before and you jumped on somebody's account that's been playing for a while, maybe you would see all the stuff and be confused. But as a new player, I think you slowly unlock this here, unlock this there, get this here, get that there. So you slowly kind of get used to everything, I would think, as a newer player. But yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you would think mobile games would be a little more simplified, but this game used to be extremely simple. Nightcrawler says, Ravana, Typhon, Mars, great corner shooters. Oh, definitely. Great at corner shooting. Alright. Rashu, what's up? He says, I am upgrading my shell. Which weapons should I put on it? Alright, so the weapons that seem to work best for the shell are the harpoon weapons that give it the additional shield. Now, I'm not a good shell player, and I don't like playing the shell, so I might not be the right person to ask. But I hear the two most popular up builds, or three of the not up builds, but the the two most popular builds for weapons is running 3 of the harpoon weapons, or running something like the heavy is one of the blast shotguns, like the mace cudgel hammer thingies. And then 2 of the harpoons as the small to get the shields. But I'm not a great shell player, so there's probably better people to ask about the shell than me. I don't like it. I don't enjoy playing it. Never did like the shell. Even when it came out and it was one of the best robots in the game, I never cared for it. So I did set up a shell and I tried to play it for a couple of days recently, and well, it just wasn't working well for me. Now, like a year ago when I played the shell, it was working great, but I don't know, in the current meta, it's just not really my thing, I guess. Kwan wants to know what to spend your gold on. Well, there's still quite a few things to spend gold on. I think you can still buy modules with gold, right? You can still upgrade your pilots faster. You can upgrade the pilot skills faster by spending gold to boost it. I think there's still some robots and weapons that you can buy with gold. You can buy extra silver with your gold. You can actually trade your gold in for silver. I don't know if I would recommend it because I don't think you get very much. Let me see. You can still buy modules with gold, right? Let me double check just to be sure. So if I go to the module store, yeah, modules are still bought with gold. So there's still several things you can do with the gold. Andrew, do I like the Kisphos or whatever? Yeah, they're pretty cool weapons. I do like those a lot. There are some people that don't like them, and I'll tell you what, I had a whole hangar set up with nothing but those weapons, and I didn't really feel like they were doing a lot of damage, but every time the battle ended, I had 10, 12 million, so I think they do more damage than they feel like they're doing. What's up, Adam? How you doing? Red October says, I hate running into the harpoon shells. Yeah, they're not fun if somebody's good with it. Cool Burn, what's up, my man? Yeah, I remember when the drones had a lot of chip spawn. That was pretty crazy. Some of them were really overpowered. I don't know. I mean, the drone rework was a good thing in some ways, but bad things in other ways. It's a lot harder now. Wipeout, what's going on? Glad you're enjoying the content. As far as I know at the moment, it looks like the only good way to get power cells is to purchase them with real money, unfortunately. I mean, there might be a couple ways here and there to get a small amount of them, but if you want to get a big amount of power cells, you're going to have to buy them with real money, I think. Jameer Johnson, what's up? Raymond Yada here, have a great day. Which weapons are the best for Seraph? Last time I was playing Seraph, I was really liking the Redeemers and the Blights. I thought both of those were super good. Now in a free-for-all, I know this is kind of crazy, but I only like this in a free-for-all with the Glories. Now on like a beacon game or a team deathmatch, that setup did not work out for me, but in free-for-all, those were beating the heck out of people. Alright, Mech says, I've been considering putting my Sonic Retro Revenant back into the main hangar. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah, Retro Revenant's awesome. I say go for it. I'm not sure if you're going to love the Sonics or not. I mean, you might. So I would say play with the weapons. You know, if you don't like the Sonics, try some different weapons. But Retro Revenant in general, I like it a lot. Only problem with Sonic weapons these days is they do have a very long reload time. Do we? No, Rashio, I don't think they're gonna change their gold into a different currency. They want you to buy the new currency. I mean, they're a business. They're out to make some money. So most of the changes they've been making lately is just, you know, trying to make some extra profits, trying to make extra money. All right, so 213-544 wants to know, is it worth investing on a Lynx now or will it get nerfed? I don't know. I mean, more than likely it's going to get nerfed, but how bad, I cannot tell you. Terror says, I refuse to pay for the new currency. I don't blame you. Actually, I don't know if Manny's planning on quitting or still doing War Robots material. I don't really get to talk to Manny. We hardly ever see him. He's a busy dude, so he never really comes into the chat too often. Like every once in a while, he stops in and we chat with him, but it's been a little while, so I'm not really sure what he's planning on doing. You would probably have to go over to his YouTube channel and leave a comment, ask there, and hope to get an answer. I mean, I would assume as big as his channel is, he's probably getting a couple thousand comments a day, so it's probably pretty hard for him to find all the comments. I mean, between my YouTube channels, I get a few hundred comments a day, and that takes me a couple hours every day. Sometimes I spend 3 to 4, I would say I spend between 2 and 4 hours a day answering comments. So a channel like that, he probably gets a lot more comments than I do. I mean, his channel is pretty big. But you know, I can't really tell you what someone else is planning on doing. The impression I was getting, he wasn't very happy with the game in general lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does quit, but I mean, if he does find another game and it really starts, his videos for that start doing well, I wouldn't be surprised if he switches over, but only time will tell, you know what I mean? The 213, yeah, I mean, the Lynx is pretty cool, but it probably is due for a nerf sometime soon. Almost all new bots get nerfed. I mean, it's got to be coming, I would imagine. Come on, I've been playing this game for about 8 years myself. And for some reason, I can't find any shooter type of games that I like better than this one. I've played all kinds of mech fighting games that are similar to this. I've played PC games. I don't know. I just can't find anything that's more fun than this to me. Like, I like CSR Racing a lot. I like this game a lot. I've been playing both of those games for many, many years. There's a lot of games I get on, and I play like, sometimes I get on Pixel Gun 3D, and I play that occasionally. There's a bunch of little goofy games that I get on. Every once in a while, I pop on this game for 10 or 15 minutes, pop on that game for 10 or 15 minutes. Or if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, oh, I can't get back to sleep, I might grab a little goofy game to play for a few minutes till I start falling asleep again, but so, Tentep, I think. I can't really read your name. It's got some funny letters, but thank you, buddy. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Red October says, I don't miss the Absorber shields. You know what? I would rather deal with them than the constant stealth and phase shift that we have right now. Honestly, I think the Absorber shields were better. At least you were still able to shoot something. Now everything just goes into stealth and you can't freaking shoot it and you lose your targeting. Oh, it's a nightmare. Alright, so Adam wants to know which healer is the best. Okay, so if you can get the Marie Leclerc pilot and you are extremely good and you master the Mender, it's pretty darn good at healing. I mean, when it comes to Titans, Nodens is probably the ultimate healer. If you want a healing Titan, Nodens is sick. Kevri can be a pretty decent healer, I guess. Tyr is a lot of fun, but Yuri! Mr. Yuri, I start my streams, I should say at the same time every day, but maybe I don't. Most of the time, I start them at the same time. I guess sometimes they do vary a little bit. But normally, I do this one for about an hour and a half, so I start this one around 11:30 and then go till 1. Then on the other 2 days, I think I start at noon Eastern time. So just because the notification doesn't come in, if you can kind of remember the times I start at, maybe that'll help if you're trying to find the streams. But yeah, YouTube's pretty crappy about notifications sometimes. Is the Basilisk a great counter for Titans and Nether? My dyslexia always reads the Basilisk. I read it wrong every time. I always think it says ball something or the other. I'm like, what? Basilisk is a really cool weapon, but there's some issues with it. If you're lagging just a little bit, it's really hard to land the shots. And the other thing is it runs out of ammo really quick. So if you miss a couple of shots, you waste a lot of ammo. But those weapons actually do a lot of damage. They got some DOT. They're really good weapons, but most people don't seem to like them. Now, I've played them on some Titans, and I had a good day with them where I was just obliterating everybody. And then I had other days where the game was lagging a little bit, or the guy was fighting had a bad internet connection, he was lagging, and I just couldn't land the shots, and I don't know. That's the only reason I really don't recommend those weapons, is there's games where you're not going to be able to use them well because of a couple weird little issues like that. Josh says, hey, what's up, Nightcrawler? Hello, Kron. Hope y'all having a great day. Nice to see you, Josh. Thank you for coming to my crazy live stream. Terror, I don't know. It depends on how many people are willing to spend money, right? So there's two things. How many people are willing to spend money, or how many people are going to be okay without getting certain things and still playing that way, right? I mean, I really hope that them turning it into a more expensive game doesn't kill the game off. But I think the game is going to become very hard for free-to-play players. So, Rishu, are you talking about the Operations Pass? I think that's what you mean by the subscription pass, right? If you're able to complete the Operations Passes, I mean, they do give out some really nice chunks of resources. And it's extremely helpful. I'm not sure how many you're going to need to buy to be able to upgrade a hangar and get it to where you need to go, but so if you do want to spend money on something like that, I'm going to tell you that buying the VIP is sometimes very beneficial, because if you have VIP, it'll give you 50% more resources and get you through the operation passes 50% faster. So if you have VIP and you buy the resource operation passes, I mean, that's going to earn you a lot of extra resources, which is really nice. But I don't think one operations pass isn't going to max out a hangar or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's definitely going to help you, you know, boost your way there a lot faster if you do buy operation passes and or the VIP. I think the VIP is a great value for anybody who plays the game a lot. But I'm not really sure how much of the new pilot currency we're going to be able to get out of the new operation passes or anything like that. So after the changes they just made, it's a little hard to know exactly how things are going to go with this. So we're going to need to really give it a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months to see how this really starts to play out. Because I think we're probably going to see some changes made over the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months, depending on how players react to this, right? If they notice people aren't buying the stuff or they're not making a lot of sales, maybe that'll be like, hey, well, we need to make this stuff cheaper, or maybe we need to start giving it away here, giving away there. So I guess it really just depends on how it goes for them as to how they decide to roll with it. You know what I mean? I'm only speculating here. I can't tell you for sure. I'm just kind of guessing, but I don't know if a lot of people are going to spend the money on the currency or not. Most people I know say they're not buying it. So if people actually don't buy it, they'll probably lower the prices. If people keep buying it at that price, then they'll probably won't lower the prices. You know what I mean? I was kind of under the impression that they were going to give out the pilot currency for like daily tasks, daily battle rewards and stuff like that. And it was going to be pretty abundant, but I haven't seen that happening yet. So I really don't know. I think it's definitely too early to tell. Oh yeah, Demeter. Actually, Demeter is a really awesome robot. That's another really good healer. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, if you have... I like Demeter. He's got a really strong purple shield. I mean, he's got three medium weapons, which are pretty strong. I mean, he heals himself. He heals the teammates. That's another excellent healer. You don't really need a specific pilot for the Demeter to be good at healing. I forgot about him. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that. That's a very good robot. And it's fun to play too. Alright, what do I think of the new grenade weapons? Are they worth paying for? I like them. I'm not sure they're the best weapon in the game or anything, but I do like them. I do enjoy playing them. I think they do good damage. They seem to work well on just about any robot. You can play them from a distance. You can play them up close. I think they're all around a pretty nice weapon that's pretty well balanced, I would say. Now, are they worth paying for? I guess that's really going to be personal preference, but I think they're pretty good. Now, like, I have an account that the game owns where I have access to everything on the game on their account. And there was a day where I set up a hangar with nothing but those new weapons, those new grenade launchers. And almost every game I was hitting like 8 to 10 to 12 million damage, even though it didn't really feel like I was doing a lot of damage, but the scores at the end of the game were saying, hey, these are actually performing better than they feel. But I normally run the grenade launchers on my Lynx. I like it on the Ophium. I was playing them on my Fenrir. If I had more of them on my account, I would actually run them on more robots. But I like them. How about Khepri, the Japanese pilot? Japanese pilot for a Khepri? I don't know what the Japanese pilot is. You got the lady and the dog, the Masaki and Ponchi. Is that what you're talking about by Japanese pilot? Or you've got the Neon pilot. Now, I always like the Neon. That's always been my favorite. So if you play the lady with the dog, I think if you're playing that and you add the Ironhearth drone, you get some extra bonuses because that drone's ability stays active every time you activate your robot's ability. But for the most part, I've always liked the Neon pilot, but they're both really good in my opinion. Which one's actually better? I think that's going to come down to personal preference and what setup and what you're running on the robot. But normally I always just go with the Neon Pilot. That one seems to work well for me. What's better, Kefri or Nether? Alright, so Fighter, I think if you learn to play the Nether, it's better. The Nether is a really hard robot to play, though. Like, I'm not very good with the Nether. I suck with it. I mean, I don't really suck with it, but I don't feel as comfortable with it. Like, I would rather play the Kefri myself. I've been playing the Kefri for a long time. I think it's pretty easy to play. I find the Nether really all depends on proper ability timing, and it takes a lot of skill to play the Nether. And I don't think I keep mine in my hanger long enough to actually master it. Like, since I'm a YouTuber, I'm always changing things. I don't run the same bots constantly, so I haven't had really enough playtime on mine to really get good with it yet. So it's one of those robots where you got to put it in your hanger and you got to leave it there for quite a while to really get the hang of playing it. I would say for your average person, though, the Kefri is probably going to be better, but for some people who really get the hang of it and learn to play it, the Nether is going to be the better robot. Yeah, the lady and the dog, that's what I call that pilot. I don't know why. But yeah, I know it's like Misaki and Ponchi or something like that. Rashu says, I don't understand why the newer Titans have so many skills than the previous Titans. Alright, so Arthur was basically a starter Titan. Right, that was the second Titan that ever came out. One thing you will learn about this game, though, as time goes on, the new stuff becomes better and better and better and better and better. And some of the old stuff becomes a little more and a little more and a little more obsolete. So, unfortunately, the game just kind of progresses like that. Hey, Riddick, what's up, buddy? How you doing today? What weapons are good for the Mender? I think if you can get the harpoon weapons, those are great to help you stay alive longer because they give you the extra shield. If you don't want to run those, something like Pulsar and Magnetars that can help your teammates. You can lock people down and help your teammates with that. I think those would be my preferred weapons on that little guy. Because, I mean, really, when you're using him, you want to focus on healing your teammates and playing support. So something that helps you stay alive or something that helps your teammates out is a big deal. So lockdown weapons or the harpoon weapons to give you the energy shield. Tanterp. Whatever that is. I'm sorry, man. I can't tell what that says. T-N-E-A-T-E. Tanitup? I don't know. Yeah, there's something called a super dash that all dash bots are capable of doing. So when you go over a little bump or if you're walking off the edge of a cliff, if you dash at just the right perfect time, it'll do a big gigantic dash. And every robot has a different timing to it. But if you go on YouTube and you type in War Robot Super Dash, you'll see a bunch of old videos explaining how to super dash with a lot of the robots. I haven't been able to figure out the timing on the Nether though. Like, you can definitely do a super dash with it, but I haven't been able to figure out exactly when you have to hit the button to get them to do it. But I've done it by mistake a few times and he flew halfway across the map, so it's pretty interesting. Nightcrawler says, I suck with a nether. Me too, so don't feel bad. Now, Yuri, the nether is very tanky until you kill its defense system. After the defense system goes down, it's really squishy, but when the defense system is up, it's really hard to kill for a few seconds. Gideon, what's up, man? He says, the power creep is unreal. What do I think about the Scald with Khepri? I don't know why, but I hate those blast rocket. I don't like those weapons one bit. And I'm not really sure why I dislike them, but a lot of people do like the Scald on the Khepri. The only robot I've ever liked those particular weapons on was the Hawk. Every other robot I've played them on, I've just been like, nope. Nope. Even when they were brand new, I was just like, nope, don't like these. Alright, so even if the Rhino got buffed, I'm pretty sure it's still going to be trash. If the Raging got buffed, that could be a really cool sniper. And if the Hover got buffed, depending on what they did to it, that could be amazing. But I don't think they're going to be able to do anything to make the Rhino good, guys. The Rhino is just... I actually tried to play the Rhino for a video. And after about 4 games or 5 games or something, I just took it right out. I was like, no, this is not going to work. It is just... It's one of the worst robots I've ever played. Now, back in the day, it was awesome. Like, when it first came out, it was a beast, but now it's just terrible. But I would love to see the Hover get buffed. That would be amazing. Raging was always one of my favorites back in the day. I probably don't pronounce his name. It might be Raijin or Rajin or Rajin or something. I'm not really sure how you say it, but I love that thing. Unfortunately, it just doesn't hang anymore, so if they could actually buff it to the point where it did good, that would be sweet. Like, give it a larger, more durable physical shield. It would be the ultimate sniper. Can it still climb walls? I kind of figure they probably would have did away with that at some point. But if it still climbs walls, that would be cool. Back in the day, it could. Rashu says, my current favorite robots are Scorpion to defeat the Mars and Typhon to irritate the Skyros. Nice. Scorpion's a lot of fun. Yeah, you know, buffing old robots isn't going to make them money, but creating ultimate versions of the robots will, so... My guess is we still might see some things get buffed, but I do think we're going to see more ultimate robots coming out. All right. Let me read back up through the chat for a minute. But yeah, super dashes are fun if you can figure them out. You know, I guess a good way to do that would be go to a map that has... Go to a custom game on a map that has a bunch of ledges that you can dash off and then quickly get back up on the ledge. And just, you know... Try dashing like 2 steps before you go off the ledge. Try dashing 3 steps before you go off the ledge. Try dashing right as you go off the ledge. Eventually you'll find out the right timing. Imagine Ultimate Lynx. I don't think they're going to make newer robots into Ultimate versions. At least I hope not. Have I ever seen Riker getting used in low and high leagues? Yes. Every once in a while, I do see one in Champion League. I have a friend that plays one every once in a while in Champion League. I play in mine occasionally in Champion League. It doesn't do very good. It doesn't do very good, but it's fun. So I don't really recommend it, but maybe in the lower leagues it's pretty good. I'm not really sure. Back when I was in the lower leagues, I don't think that robot existed. Maybe it did. I don't know. I do remember once they had a Christmas skirmish where it was a Christmas tree Riker and this big floppy Christmas tree on the top of it, and they shot snowballs. That was actually kind of fun. I think I actually have a video of that somewhere. That was one of the goofiest things they ever did. It was like a special... I don't remember if it was a test server or if it was a skirmish, but it was one or the other. It was hilarious. Shoot some boa. No, those things are pretty much worthless in my opinion. I mean, most people don't even have them, but even back when they did exist, nobody really played them as far as I can tell. At least not that I remember. I've got the shoots, I got the boa. I actually tried to play those recently and they were so bad, I'm like, nope. I was going to make a video with them and they just did so bad. They don't have any type of ability, no defense points, no nothing, they just die. Why do some players use Cossack in the match? I don't understand using the weakest bot. Either one, I can only think of three reasons somebody's using a Cossack. Either they're such a new player, that's all they have. Number two, they just wanted to put it in because they thought it was fun or funny. Or number three, they're intentionally trying to get their butt kicked and lose. It's got to be one of those three things, right? Some players intentionally lose to try and move down so they don't rank up. Those players are kind of frowned upon, and if Pixonic catches you doing that, I think they ban accounts, but it could be somebody trying to tank down in leagues. I'm not 100% sure. Alright guys, we got about, 8 more minutes on the stream, so if you got any last minute questions, make sure you get them in. Get them in quick, because the stream is almost over, guys. Every once in a while, I put a Cossack in. Once I actually got a couple of kills with it. It was amazing. But I think the current meta is so strong, my Cossack would die. I don't think you could even get a kill with it now. I mean, it's really bad compared to most of the new meta robots. Really bad. Kron says, I got 2 kills with my Gareth. Nice. You know, Ragaka is still kind of a cool little guy because if you put that ghost skill on it, it moves faster than any robot in the game. But it's probably not going to do very well in the higher leagues. I've played it a couple times in the higher leagues and did okay with it, but it never really did what you would call great. Steven, what's up, buddy? Unfortunately, they're coming in right at the end of the stream, and unfortunately, yes, the new currency does kind of suck, actually. Hopefully, they start making it so it's easier for people to get. That would make it much nicer. At that point, you know, if they make it more abundant, it would be okay, but it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough trying to get that, I think, if you don't have money to spend. So I'm really hoping they start giving it out in battle rewards, and I don't know. I'm just hoping. We'll find out. We'll find out. Can I try Armored Core 6? Is it actually out? And do you have to pay for it? My guess is it's probably expensive. I'm going to look it up right now. Is it on Steam? Hey. My thing's giving me a hard time. The Google Chrome. All right. Armored Core. I'm using my on-screen keyboard right now, so sorry for the little clicking sounds. Right now, you have to pre-purchase it on Steam. Oh, what's my birth date? I guess it's a explicit game. What year was I born? 1901. There we go. I was born in 1901. How much? At $60. Yeah, Adrian's loving the Fortnite stuff. I don't think he's planning on quitting War Robots. Does Manny actually have Does Manny actually have gameplay footage of Armored Core 6? YouTube hasn't notified me of anything he's been posting lately, so I haven't really noticed if he's been posting videos. Somebody told me he wasn't really posting much. I might have to go look at it if he's got it up there. Because I want to see just more than just a game trailer. And the other thing is, like, how hard is it to play? I remember getting that Mech Warrior Online. Mech Warrior Online, for God's sake, like, just to move the robot and walk, it took like 95 keys on the keyboard. It was horrible. So the other question is the Armored Core 6 hard to play? Is it easy to play? Is it fun? I mean, from what I've seen from the game trailers, it looked pretty crappy. To me, the game trailers did not look fun, but... But yeah, if Manny's got footage of it, I'm going to go over there and check it out. Yuri, am I going to stream in DLCSR? I usually do that on Fridays and Sundays. Friday and Sundays I stream over on that channel. So I'll be streaming there on Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out his videos on that and see what it looks like. I know a lot of people are anticipating that gaming coming out, so... I think somebody said, though, isn't it only going to be like a single-player game? It's not multiplayer? Yeah, that's a PC-only game, Armored Core. AMB, how are you today, bud? Yeah, you can play a Mech Arena for Android. I don't like Mech Arena. I downloaded Mech Arena and I played it for about 3 weeks and I'm like, nope, not my thing. Not my thing. What's up, Supreme Noob? He's posting like green guys. Are those space aliens? MB says nice weather today. That's awesome. Yuri is max level in Mech Arena. Nice. So, do you find it to be more expensive than War Robots? Most people I know that play it says it's actually more expensive than War Robots is. I don't know much about it. Back when I played it was when it first came out. It was probably only out for like a month or two when I tried it, but I didn't like the way the robots drove. They didn't feel like... I don't know how to explain it, but it's not really... Some people don't like the looks. They say it looks cartoony. I actually kind of like the graphics, but the way the robots drove, the way they moved, the way they responded to controls, I just didn't like it. Oh, wow. One bot cost $3,000? That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, I definitely won't be playing that anytime soon. That's too much money. Alright, everybody. Well, unfortunately, if you're just tuning in, you're coming right at the end, which kind of sucks, but I gotta get going. And Little Big Robots has been out for a couple of years. For some reason, they're acting like they're just unveiling it now, but it's actually been able to play for a few years. It's a fun little game, but it's not something I could play all the time. Yeah, it's basically like Brawl Stars, but with War Robots characters. Alright, everybody, I just want to say thank you all for coming out. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for hanging out with me on the live streams. You guys are super amazing. All the channel members, thank you so much for the extra support. Anybody who ever donates, thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. But guys, I gotta get going. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll be back on Thursday for another live stream. Hope to see you guys there, and catch you later, everybody. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing.